didn't say, "Are you sure?"
Well, it looks good though. We got a green button. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, so hi, Pop Culture Cosmos. I'm Melinda Barkhouse-Ross, one of the co-hosts for the Pop Culture Cosmos multiverse. And as you know, Gerald and I have been talking for a while about this generous gift that Free League Publishing has given to us. They've given us 12 games to sit down at a table and have a bit of fun with. And we did start Lord of the Rings a while ago. We are going to get back to that at some point. It's just scheduling has proven to be a little bit trickier than we expected at first. But today, we are going to delve into the world of Vaesen. And I hear people talk and say it a lot of different ways. Vaesen, Vaesen. There's a bunch of them. We're just going to go with Vaesen.
Vaesen.
Yeah,
because Free League is from
the Nordic countries.
Yeah.
I want to say Switzerland, but it could be Finland, and I don't want to insult either. So Scandinavia over that way.
I mean,
up their ways.
Yeah.
At least it's not Vaesen.
Well, it could be.
It could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Could be. Anyway, it's a Nordic horror role-playing game. It runs on a D6 system. And, we're going to go through character creation today. And it's going to be painstaking character creation because this game is a perfect game to, I think, get some really great role-play out of your table. And if you have a table that, relies on, combat and stuff like that to get through a session, and you want to kind of start to evoke and spark a little bit more creativity when it comes to role play at your table, picking up one of these games might help you with that. They're pretty easy to run on the surface, and if like everything else, you can drill down and get into as many rules and make it as crunchy as you want to. Yeah. So the version that we're going to run is going to be pretty clean. It's going to be pretty simple, because that's how I like it. I don't like complicated games.
Oh, absolutely. But what I like so far about, I don't know if they're all, I've not checked out all 12 games, but Forbidden Lands is very similar with both the combat system and that it's player driven.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a cool break from your traditional Dungeons and Dragons, which is going to be a really DM heavy, notebook modules kind of thing. It really puts a lot more into the hands of the players, which I think is, sometimes you need that,
Absolutely.
Especially if you have a DM that's like, I don't want to do 6 hours of prep.
Right. Yeah.
I think Forbidden Land says you do like 15 to 30 minutes of prep time. That's it.
And then let the characters run.
Yeah, and honestly, love that.
Yeah, I think it's really fun.
I don't know the name of the one I was looking at.
Into the Loop, Tales from the Loop.
Tales from the Loop.
Yeah.
Yes, that is one of them.
Yeah,
I like that one.
And that one is set in the 1980s. Character deaths are very difficult in that game, which is interesting and different than Forbidden Lands, right? It's kind of easy in Forbidden Lands.
Yes and no. It's easy to become incapacitated. It is harder to die.
Okay.
So it really, I think what it wants to do is show you that you will be punished for having too much hubris, but it will not outright kill you.
Sure.
Sometimes it could. It could.
Right.
Now, Tales from the Loop actually comes right out and says you won't die.
Interesting.
Lord of the Rings has the same kind of feel to it. You're a hero. Baltimore is the weird.
Yeah, no, it's all good stuff. So we are taking on Vaesen today, and we're just going to do some character creation stuff and go over a little bit of what we can expect to face when we come back to the table next Sunday and actually start to get into the game and roll some dice and stuff. So first, I think we should probably go around the table and introduce our players. I feel like we haven't done that in a really long time. If you're familiar with us from Vampires and Vitae or Wizards and Wine, we kind of set it up and then we just go. We might as well start from zero today. So I'm going to start here with Roger. Raj, just introduce yourself. Let us know who you are. And just give me like an idea of like your top 2 favorite archetypes that you're looking at for Vaesen.
I already picked it.
Oh, you've already picked it. Okay.
I got the top portion already filled out.
Ooh.
I told you it doesn't take me long. So, I've been playing RPGs, started with Dungeons & Dragons back in 1980.
Because you got the ancient one.
1981, 1982. something like that.
Mhm.
It was the original one that was just scribbled on stones.
Do not recite the
Good
text
stuff.
to me. I was there when they were written.
Yes, exactly. And yeah, I've played a lot of different RPGs over the years, and played more in the last 3 years than I did almost through all of my teenage years.
Right, it's wild. Yeah, it's fun.
But yeah, really enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to running my own one of these at some point.
For sure.
Takes.
What archetype? Sorry,
I'm going with occultist.
occultist. Okay, Tyler.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tyler. I've been playing RPGs for about 3-4 years now. Started with podcasts and slid down the pipeline, and here I am, hundreds of dollars later.
Yeah, right.
With so many dice.
True.
It's a cheap hobby until it isn't, if you have no self-control like I don't. It is exciting to be branching out into different combat systems and everything. Vampire was probably my second game system I ever played, so it was Dungeons & Dragons, and then Vampire, which seemed super complicated at first, but turned out, it's just different. I think D&D is probably the hardest combat system with everything that it has, because it's just so, we're on 5th edition, it's so jam-packed,
Yeah, and I mean before that, it was even crunchier.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
exactly. Even more streamlined, it was,
Yeah.
So this one, I'm excited because it seems very simplified and easier to just get into the meat and potatoes of roleplay. And I believe I'm going to go with, although they are all pretty interesting, I think I'm going to go with Officer as my archetype.
Okay, Sean.
Hello, I am Sean. I've been doing this for like a week now.
Untrue.
feels like-
Untrue.
Day
It's been like a
three.
year,
I'm
man.
still the new guy. It doesn't matter.
Bro, you built some really cool characters.
Yeah, so I'm still new to this. I like the differences between the games that we've played so far. So this is nice that this is going to be similar to that. Is there's going to be a change, and I'm just curious to see how it works. I'm looking at being a doctor because
Nice.
doctors are cool, and so are bow ties.
So bow
And
ties.
Fez.
Fezzes, yeah.
Yes. Okay, Robbie.
I've had the luxury of having all but Sean run a game for me here at this table.
Oh, that's right.
Wow, yeah.
So, yeah.
Sean, you're up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you want to
That's a
trade
real thing.
now, or
Well, when you said that this can kind of run itself, I was like, well,
Really? No, truly, this seems like Free League
Yeah.
seems to be really forgiving, and when it comes to getting new players into the seat, as opposed to having giant manuals,
yeah, you don't need to carry 3 books with you to run this game.
nice.
That's some of the enjoyment, I think, for this. I think the archetype and the voice and the actual character itself will carry the game, which I find very interesting and engaging. The luxury I think I have at this table is that I just adore and love everyone at this table, and I think we can do some really cool stuff with it, because if that's the meat and potatoes of working out the ideas in between everybody, I think that is going to be very interesting and super useful for other things I want to use in the future. I am playing a tramp, hobo.
Vagabond
a
is what they call it in the game, not
Oh,
tramp,
much
for the
better than
record. Somebody
say-
in Free League just went, "We got tramps."
I mean,
he's
No,
going to be
you-
one of those
yeah.
Tory
Yeah.
whores.
I'm an officer, I'm a lieutenant,
Yeah.
private.
That's great.
I'll be a nurse.
yeah.
Our
Hello.
Okay, so let's start and kind of dig into some of these archetypes.
I'm writing tramp at the top of my thing. by the way.
Then you're gonna forget what you are.
Right?
Unless you name your character Tramp.
Yeah, right.
Just saying.
I
Yeah.
haven't picked a name yet. Have
Oh,
you guys picked a
dear.
name?
Oh, yeah.
What's your name?
Beaumont Reed. It's my grandson's name.
Got one? I don't have one.
Albert Grimshaw.
Ooh.
Nice.
It is a name,
You got one yet?
which probably belongs
I
to
don't have
somebody
one yet.
historically. I don't know.
Very good.
I don't know if I can just say the doctor. But no, I don't know yet.
You could call yourself who?
Nah. I'm gonna.
I'm just gonna call you Doc.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen anyways.
Yeah, just put that down on your sheet. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
Doc.
Doc. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, just put quotes.
Has a name. We've all forgotten it at this point.
It's really John Smith.
Yeah. I will give you guys a heads up, though. When we do sit down to start the actual adventure, we are sitting down at the table like you all know each other. So keep that in mind. And you've been working together at this point as a team. for a little while. So
It's not our first rodeo.
exactly, yeah. So keep that in mind when you're doing your character creation stuff, and try to find ways to connect all of your characters. Like Robbie, you should have the connections to each one. Tyler, you should have connection to everybody. I just kind of want to set it up that way. I think that's going to help with RP as well when we sit down. It's good that like characters can have inside jokes right off the bat. I think that's always a good way to take it and roll with it. And Sean snickers beside me.
Because I've already got inside jokes.
He's got his own inside jokes inside his head.
Is it
right.
weird
The
that
whole
I've named my dog but not myself?
No, that's not weird at all. Knowing you,
Is your
it's not
dog named
weird.
Duke?
No.
Connery.
Also awesome shows.
All right. So there are a couple of things for you to make decisions about when you first start to build your character in Vaesen. First is your archetype. We're going to look at the occultist first for Roger. You've got your name. They do make some suggestions. You do need to choose a motivation. Each archetype has 3 different motivation. You're going to pick a trauma. You're going to pick a dark secret. So there's always 3 options there. You're more than welcome to absolutely come up with your own. So if none of these look like they fit what you're kind of thinking in your head, just jot one down for now, and then we can talk through the week before we come back to the table to really kind of nail something down.
What I thought was cool is I
already got
read
one.
pretty much all of these, and they are all different.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel recycled.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
it's,
know,
it's not like with D&D with their suggestions is the same thing.
it's just a little more fleshed out, I think. Which is cool, especially for if you could make a character in 5 minutes if you really just wanted to
Plow through it.
just plow through it, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Bangin' Hypothesis.
I'm sorry, what?
What'd you bang?
Yeah.
Bangin' would
I-
be the name.
Don't know why you would call me that, but thank you.
Well, you're the only time I saw the light. Beautiful life.
Oh, God, that was gross. But thank you. So, Raj, your motivation. Well, what are you
My
thinking?
motivation is learning about Vaesen.
Okay.
You want me to just go down the list? Because I picked all 3 already.
Yeah, sure. Okay,
Just
so we'll just go
from
through.
those.
Maybe for the sake of people who are watching, we should just kind of not talk about each one, but just list the 3 of them. So under motivation, you get learning about Vaesen, understanding myself, and power. So you're going with learning.
Yep.
Okay.
For the trauma, I picked the first one. Was hit by corrosive venom while trying to steal a lindworm egg. I don't know what the hell that is yet, but
Yes.
it sounds interesting.
That is definitely we'll explore the lindworm and make sure that you know.
And it gives me a interesting thing to do physically with my character
No.
because I get to decide where the corrosive venom hit. Was it my face that was scarred up? Was it my
Oh, that's
arms
cool.
or whatever?
Right
So
on the ankle.
just the tip of my nose is gone.
Yeah, it's just
Just a
eaten away.
hole,
No.
just look right in.
It's just so smooth.
Oof. Oof. Okay.
Flat.
Each character gets a dark secret. So for this one, for the occultist, you get guilty of a heinous crime. My powers control me, or I'm actually a changeling.
I went with my own dark secrets of that one, and I'm guilty of a heinous crime.
Nice. That's great. Would any of the characters at the table or in your work group, we'll explain what all of that is about later. But would you have confessed your heinous crime to anybody, or is it just something that you're absolutely keeping to yourself?
I've been around, but not in high society.
Yeah, I think I might have confessed to somebody, but I don't know who yet because I don't know who else is
Well, that's a
at
fair
the table
point.
with me.
That's a fair point too. And then relationships. So choose a relationship for each of the other player characters. Make up your own. For the
Yeah, I didn't do
occultist,
that yet.
yeah, they've
Maybe
got.
we do 1-1-1-1 and then 2-2-2-2.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think once we have all of our characters, a
Then
little
we can
fleshed
start
out,
to
then we
really
can start
draw
to-
them.
Yeah, so that's the only part that
Connect
I've
the
got
dots.
on mine so far is just getting down to the dark secret.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, perfect. So, and then you get your main attributes, main skills, talents, resources, and equipment. But we can go over that. But for the occultist, you do get precision as your main attribute. So on your character sheet, your main attribute should be your highest score. And your
Okay.
main skill should also have your highest score. Because these are going to build your dice pools, just like we do in Vampire.
Right.
Where you have a skill and an attribute, and you combine them to make your
I
dice
haven't
pool.
gotten far enough to even know how to do that.
Yeah.
So.
No problem. All right. And Tyler? You were the...
Yeah, I'm going to go with officer. That is going to be me.
Okay.
Like I said, my name is Albert Grimshaw. Let's see. I'm just gonna go down the list here. I picked middle-aged, which, based on your age, it reflects your skill points and attributes.
Give you points, yeah.
Start with middle-aged, which, by the way, apparently this game says that I, as Tyler, am now middle-aged.
Yes, you are.
I don't like that.
Welcome to the table.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Wait
not.
till you're past the pivot point.
No. So archetype officer, I picked for the motivation. I made my own on this one because I had some extra time to look over things. My motivation is keeping people safe,
Okay.
so I'm kind of a protector.
Sure.
And the trauma, my father was killed by something in the woods on a hunting trip.
Okay.
I witnessed that.
All right.
That's what gave me the sight.
The
It
sight.
was a
Just
lindworm.
Yeah, it was a lindworm.
Yeah, could have been.
But
I mean,
something in the woods
Yeah.
killed my father on a hunting trip. I was able to see what it was. It activated that sight. I was able to get out of the woods. And for my dark secret, I still hear the voices and sounds of the forest. So I'm kind of a little unhinged.
sure.
Just a little bit.
That's
you
great.
know.
And we should mention too that each of the people who belong to the society, which is kind of the operation that you guys all are employed by or work for or whatever. The reason why you're selecting a trauma is because it's the trauma that gave you the sight to be able to see the Vaesen. So just to clarify that for anybody that's watching. So that's why the trauma part of the character creation is important. Okay, Sean, you were looking at the doctor?
Yes.
All right. Let's get
That's
up
so good.
here. All right. So,
My motivation.
yeah.
Well, my name is Doc. And my
Okay.
motivation, I would like to just aiding and
Very Star Trek.
yeah, aiding the weak and afflicted.
Okay.
I feel like that's
Mhm.
that's a doctor's way. My trauma is a corpse came back to life during an autopsy. I like that.
That would have been
Can
horrifying.
you imagine just being in and like,
Yes.
No.
And then
I've seen that movie.
Yeah, right.
Lazarus.
my dark secret that I just can't do. I have to has two separate personalities.
Yes.
you're
like
Dr.
that's
Jekyll and Mr.
It's
Hyde?
gonna be so much fun.
Yes. It will be.
So-
Absolutely.
That's
It's
awesome.
like,
man.
all right, which doc are we
So-
getting today?
Exactly.
So one is Doc and the other one is Connery.
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Yeah, I gotta come up with something.
It's either doc or it's Tor.
Right.
Ooh, that's good.
All
Not
right.
bad.
And
Not bad at all.
Robbie, you were going with the vagabond.
I am.
Look how cute the vagabond is.
Yeah.
By the way,
I'm a bit bigger.
the artwork in this book is so good.
I do like it a lot. It
Yeah.
reminds me of some of the other board games that I play, like Dawn or Dinner Party.
Yeah.
It has like a very stylized
Right.
Yeah.
Victorian look, but cartoony.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's really good stuff.
If you look at my shoulders, it's the end of a shovel. It's that large part before it gets tilted down. Large, monstrous part of a man. Visualizations is just somebody that has been left out in the sun too long, but still keeps on working. In, I guess, Victorian
Piece
age.
of leather.
Yeah.
Just
Leathered.
Yeah, just
A leathered
old,
man.
but just big.
Yeah.
You know, like the shoulders
Just
that
looks like beef jerky.
yeah. When you get a shoulders that are that square and they have a little hump on top of it, that's what you'd be looking on.
Okay. Sure.
A hat that always covers the beginning of the eyes, like so all you'd see would be a little shine when he does look up. Oddly enough, a very happy, joyful grin underneath all that. Very not off-putting. Wants to be friends. Seems to keep himself in the back. The one thing that you would notice about him is that he always has a dog with him. He's a pit bull, English pit bull. So the ones that have the arms that turn in and
Oh, the English bulldogs.
Yeah, a bulldog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Named Bully. He does have a cut down child version of a bowler hat that the ears stick out of, and the very top of it has been imprinted. It has a large candle. None of you have ever seen it go out. It's on the very top of the head.
It's just always lit.
Yeah, always lit. I'm a groundskeeper for
For the
just
society.
For the society, just doing an odd job, and I try really hard to help everybody, but I don't seem to ever get any. I run away from the acolytes of being useful.
Yeah, so basically the three of you would be the investigators and Robbie's character is the groundskeeper. But that's going to change when we sit down to dive into the next thing.
That we did our dark secrets already. Dark secret.
Yes.
Why we got? everyone I've ever loved has been killed by something. I mean, like, all the way through my life. So that's why I became a vagabond, to keep on doing little odd jobs. I found something worth having in my past. I know a place to go that there's a nice, pretty milkmaid and a wonderful owner of a beautiful house that would love to have me. They treated me great, and the milkmaid was really hot. So So before I can go back there, I gotta destroy the damn thing that keeps on killing the people I love.
So is that milkmaid like working on a farm or like a wet nurse?
You pick. You pick.
I mean, in my
It's the
mind, it
milkmaid
could go
dark
either
secret
way.
is-
I mean, like,
what's the dark secret here?
attractive woman that was nice to a
my
big
goodness.
bulging dude.
Milkmaid
You know
is
what
the
I mean?
dark
Like,
secret.
So something for you to think about, because I know, I mean, we're married,
We
so I
work,
know a
yeah.
little bit about your character. But one thing that I don't think that we talked about at all was this creature that is hunting the people that you love. Who were they, or do you know who they were before they became a Vaesen? Just something for you to think about. You don't have to answer it right now.
Oh, I
just
can already give you the back if you want
something
the back.
well, just something to think about. Let's
Do we understand, as characters, do we understand what the Vaesen is?
absolutely. Yeah.
My second foster family, I saw it happen.
Tyler,
that
can you
was-
pass me that book that you're writing on?
No.
Please.
That's
I
when
know writing on plain table is awful, but
Do you
I
need this one, baby? I got like 4. Is it good? No, sorry, not that one.
I'm running on top of it. I'm not ready.
On top of, yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, not in it.
Okay.
It literally has my name on it. It was a gift from wife, so.
Just one gift. That's it. That's all.
Good, good.
That's all you've ever given him.
Yep. This
One.
one. Okay.
I've got one too.
So when you guys come into I would just be a guy with clippers.
All right. So,
A lumpy guy.
yeah, I'm not gonna
Big,
go
big.
back to the book. I'm
Great
gonna stay
dog.
on the digital stuff. Good lord.
Lumpy.
Yeah.
If I could just.
Yeah, not in shape, just.
Yeah, I don't want to be in shape.
Yeah, just. Oh, you're lumpy. You're lumpy.
I'm a lumpy little guy.
Lumpy
dog.
little?
Lumpy
Yeah.
little guy.
Yeah, I'm a little lumpy dog.
Actually,
like with,
can we look at this?
like
So
with
he's
massive
lumpy?
forearms.
Yeah. Okay.
Just ham hock.
All right. What do you look like?
He looks like he just
This
arm
is
wrestles
fun.
bears.
That's
Albert
Like smoking a
is
pipe?
No pipes.
in his 40s. He's past his prime at this point.
Okay.
He still wears his
dare you.
uniform. He is. He also, he's had a rough life.
All right.
So he's on like, he's kind of like Joel from The Last of Us, where he's like,
Okay.
he's preventing the downward slope, but
Yeah.
his knees fucking hurt,
Yeah.
and he can't hear out of one ear, kind of, that kind of vibe.
Are we all just decrepit?
Right.
But he still wears his officer's uniform. It is at this point dirty, tattered.
Oh, okay.
stained,
So you haven't even put.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
but he still wears it from his time.
Were the medals fucking? I mean, like, are the medals important?
So he's
There's
basically
like-
playing
Did you do
me
some
if I
badass
had
shit?
stayed in
That,
the
there's
Navy.
like,
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
see where there were medals, and they have gotten lost over time.
Oh no.
Oh,
And there's like,
That's
there's
terrible.
Like, there's like a couple still hanging on there, but
Couple-
there's like,
Like where the
two
cross was, you
ribbons
can
yeah,
see the
still in-
yeah.
wearing
That's
of
what-
where
you
the
can see
cross
where
should have
it
been.
was, yeah. But a lot of it is missing at this point. He's just kind of
Top rope's
disheveled. He's got kind of stringy brown hair that's just kind of
Okay.
all over the place.
Officer.
And he always has like that 1,000-yard stare because you don't know, but he hears the sounds of the forest, like when it's nice and quiet. He can hear snapping of twigs. He can hear, animals. He can hear growling.
Made him a hell of an officer at the time.
Yeah, well, that's why he focuses during the fight.
Right.
The
Because then
chaos.
all the sounds make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like when he's by himself, he's
That's
not
a hell.
he's not having a good time.
Yeah.
All right. So you said, Tyler, you're middle aged. So that gives you 14 attribute points
And 12 skill points.
and 12 skill
Yes.
points. Exactly. So if everybody is falling between 26 and 50, which I assume everyone is, I could be wrong.
Or you could be a really old
I,
pudgy dog.
want to be the old doc.
Do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
it. So
I'll be-
that'll get you 13 attribute points, but 14 skill
Oh,
points.
I'm definitely 38.
pushing 60.
Yeah.
I want to be wearing a butcher's like apron as
Oh,
well.
fuck yeah.
just because it's
Absolutely.
the easiest way.
Is it like flesh colored?
No. It was white, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like
Just brown.
just
It's so
Yeah.
gross.
rusty.
Yeah.
Various colors of
Yeah.
rust.
I was going to say, you can
Oh,
always go with either the leather or the rubber. Like
Oh, that's
the
true.
morticians
Yeah, I know
with
exactly
the
what you're
rubber.
talking about. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Let's go with that.
The rubber one.
Always looking for someone that did hard labor his whole life, and it's
Like
just
Dexter.
just square and just like maybe two jackets sewed up the middle.
Oh, so your jacket's 2 different colors?
Well, yeah, because I got no monies, so
Right.
both of them definitely don't get me wet because I like me and my dog to.
We got to talk about the minimum wage of this society.
Yeah.
Housekeeper is suffering.
Right. Well, and that's kind of so. We can say that you were brought in because you do have the site, but they decided that perhaps utilizing your skills as a groundskeeper in lieu of pay of rent and food.
Sorry.
It's all right. Just a bit of whiskey.
I'm
That's
trying.
fine. It's all right. We could say that, like, for your room and board, food, access to showers, and,
Well, I would
and all of that
actively,
stuff.
for my story, be like someplace else. I would try not to be involved.
But isn't your character's main thing to try to kill the thing that is hunting?
Also, be very
so-
afraid of becoming close to other people.
Yeah,
so
but you can't reach your goal if you don't.
I
have
need the
access
other
to stuff.
people.
Yeah.
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 So I'm caught in between.
We can
those.
give you your own, like, hut or something, some decrepit building or something,
Yeah,
like
even
on
if
the
it's not
back
useful,
of the
It
property.
just shows up for the missions.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Sort of.
Yeah, don't know why I got the letter.
Right. Okay. No problem. That works.
That's But
Um,
2 raincoats, so down the middle,
where did I put it? Oh, God, yeah, okay.
with a big. Can I get a big hood? Like a big hood.
It's your character. You can get whatever
Yep.
you want.
Big hood.
Yep. Big hood. There you go.
Mike.
Okay, so
Yeah.
That's how my hair grows. Just off the sides, like bald down the center.
That's great.
Right here, just like white, gray hair.
So you got the
Oh, like
top
Danny
god.
DeVito and like.
The top
Yeah,
god.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we start
Like
blast.
like when Frank is going real crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just Danny DeVito.
Love it.
That's it.
Yes.
I'm just Danny
Danny
DeVito.
DeVito. Yes, it's Sunny, right?
Yeah.
Sunny Danny DeVito, but with
Oh.
expertise.
That's really great.
That's
awesome.
wonderful.
That's going to match really well with one of the NPCs that I have, so that's great. Okay, so your attributes that you can spend your 14 or 13 points between is physique, precision, logic, and empathy. So on each of your character archetypes, there is one that you specialize in.
You want to run through all of it, or just a savant?
Yes, just give me a second. I should have
Why don't we start with Raj and just work him all the way down?
Dr. Hunt. Well, you know what? The doctor is right here.
All right, who's doing? Doc is
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah.
Cool. There we go.
All right. So your main attribute is going to be logic.
So is that like a free point?
I think it means you can get up to 3, right?
Um,
Is it? I was reading. It's either attributes or skill points. You can't go above 2 on the things you're not proficient with, and you can't go above 3.
So this
with
will
the
be
things that
his
you are.
like his
But I don't-
badassery.
But I
of
don't
it.
know if it's attributes or if it is skills.
skills. Okay. Let's have a look.
So we are assigning point values to each one of these?
Yeah, this is what we're working
Yeah.
on.
This is the crunchy bit.
Yeah. Okay. So equipment. Oh, and there's a thing that you can do with your extra successes too, which is cool, which we'll talk about.
Yeah, actually, I really
pushing
enjoyed
your luck
this.
kind
Yeah,
of thing,
pushing
yeah.
it. Or like, also like when you super succeed in D&D, like you just super succeed compared to being able to give that to other people. I think that's really neat.
Oh, my character is 40. Unlike me, he's middle-aged. I'm old.
Yeah, I think
I'm 67, man. Keep it together.
Even going by the chart, I'm old.
Even going by the chart,
Go
I'm
by the
old.
chart.
Do you feel attacked, Raj?
I felt attacked when I looked at it. I was like, excuse, I'm 28, all right? There are UFC fighters that are in their 30s that are in their prime.
It's true.
Yeah, all
They
four
are not
of them.
middle-aged. No, I mean, most of them. There's a lot of UFC fighters in their 30s.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
It's,
when
when
I
they
was
it's like when they hit 40 is when they start to retire.
when I was like
Well,
35, 36, I was the prime. I mean,
Yeah.
the best physically I'd ever been.
Little did you know you were middle-aged.
And then when I hit 40, it all went to shit.
So they retired.
Okay, so
It's been
each
downhill since.
each attribute can have a value between 2 and 5, which determine the number of dice you roll when attempting things that depend on your attribute in question.
So what's his entirety?
You
Like,
may distribute points according to your age between your attributes. The minimum value is 2, the maximum is 4, except for the main attribute used by your chosen archetype, which can have the maximum value of 5.
Okay, I said the numbers wrong.
Yeah.
So we
That's
should
okay.
all just put a 5. I mean, like just to streamline this. Should we all
Yeah,
just
so
put a
the
5 in
main
our
attribute, yeah. So, yeah.
So yours is logic.
Yeah.
All right.
And
cool.
then you
So
can take
5.
the remaining points and just kind of run that down.
Which is-
Across the attributes, or would that go into the other stuff?
No, all through the attributes.
Okay.
For occultist, you have precision as your main attribute. Officer, Tyler, you probably already know. That's also precision.
You're gonna have to go through all this.
And the vagabond.
My physique 1.
Thought it had to be minimum 2.
I love it.
I know.
Robbie, your main attribute is physique.
Yeah, so all the breaking twigs and sticks and stuff that Tyler's character is hearing, that's just Doc walking around.
Yeah.
Does it make sense to be 5? Is 5 the max on things?
Yeah,
Alright.
5 is the max on your main attribute.
Yeah.
4
For
is
the
the
rest of them,
max.
you can only go up to 4.
Physique. 5.
I was gonna
so we
streamline
got
this, I'm
fi-
gonna
so we go
5.
5.
Yep.
And then what's the total? Sorry.
It's gonna, well, for you, since your age,
If you're middle-aged, you have 14 attribute points
14
total.
all day. So I got okay.
I just
so
made it easy. I
got
did 5 in my
6,
main, and I did
7,
3 on the
8, 9.
rest.
So I got
Yeah.
9.
That way, it's just easy.
I don't care about the physique, so I just went as low as I can, and then
Yeah.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
what
then
I
you
did.
can
me
patch
too,
I just
yeah.
wanted to let. I'm
4,
lumpy.
9, 10,
I love it.
Let me
I'm
be alone.
melty.
Lumpy.
Nice to meet you.
3, 3.
And then my other guy's gonna think I'm not.
I used to.
So I went.
So great.
I used to work with a guy that we called
if,
Lumpy.
if you're at home, this is what mine looks like as a vagabond. Physique 5, persuasion. I should change that. I am going to 4 because it's kind of our rogue. Then we'll make that 3. Logic 3, and then empathy 3.
Sure.
Does that make
Remember?
sense?
Math adds up.
Yeah, I think the only one with a different total is Sean because he's got down to 13.
Yeah. Cool. Actually, I'm gonna do 2 to my physique. And
I think
then- 'cause
everybody's
said I'm out of
doing
my
that.
prime.
Yeah.
Physique-
The only one that
your
can't
boy.
is
yeah,
Robbie,
you're,
yeah.
you're the only one
Yeah,
that can't.
I'm your boy.
All right, we're cool.
And I got
Aside from
like
that, we're all-
literally
physique is my dump stat.
yeah.
Right.
I also got like a hunting dog that's gonna come with me that I'm spending too many points on.
Actually,
for,
you know what? No. I'm like Joel.
No
I'm gonna
heavy
do,
lifting for the
I'm
dog.
gonna do 4 physique, 5 precision, 3 logic, 2 empathy.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, I went 2 physique, 5 precision because that's my main, 3 logic, and 4 empathy.
See, look at all of us crossing out shit.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. That's what this
Yeah,
is all
hold on,
about, right?
hold on.
Oh,
Okay.
no, wait a minute.
So
wait a minute.
empathy,
Hang on,
I'm
hang on.
kind of the rogue. So right, so that's 4, 5, 4. That's 11.
I got a 2 in empathy. I'm a
17
doc
all
with 2
day?
in empathy.
17. You have
I
horrible.
don't know why
bits.
most of my
Bedside
patients be
manner.
dying.
Bedside manner.
Why
Well, I
are
never
you
care
dying?
if
But it is 14, right?
Yeah,
it's
14.
from you, yes.
Yes.
Such a good doctor.
5, 6, 7,
Why are you dying? Just stop dying.
Yeah.
12.
Does that hurt?
13,
Stop
14.
doing that.
Okay, so
But you're doing it.
so Tyler, you were
Stop letting
right,
me.
but it's for the skills, not the attributes.
You're doing
For the
so.
way, yeah, it's there.
All right.
Okay, so for the skills, and again, you have a main skill for each archetype. Robbie, your main skill is manipulation. You can have up to 3 in manipulation.
Well, then I'll just do that because we're doing
buddy?
this.
No, it's the fridge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's don't buy a Samsung fridge. Just don't do it.
I have one.
That is the
This
consensus.
episode not sponsored by Samsung.
Definitely not.
Hold on, I can
My
fix that.
Samsung washing
Go ahead.
machine, however, I have to fix.
Because we can fix this for us later, and I can stop that knocking.
Okay, sure. Whatever you need to do.
Is that the ice maker again?
Tyler,
Yeah.
ranged combat for your officer,
I can go up to 3, right?
up to 3. Yep. For your main skill.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was having a stroke or something.
No.
This noise.
We're not cooking toast.
Yeah, we're okay. Roger, your main skill is stealth. Yeah. It's gonna be loud. Okay.
What was that?
And for doctor, your main skill is medicine.
Can you have 0 in these, or can you have is it a minimum of 1?
You may spend a number of points determined by your age at the start of the game. You cannot have more than 2 in any skill except for the main skill of your chosen archetype, which you may spend 3 points on. Solving mysteries grants you experience points, yada, yada, yada. But yes, you can and probably should have 0 in a few of them.
I figure I'm going to wash empathy. I'm
But
not
3
gonna-
is the highest.
3 is the highest.
And you can only
yeah.
do that on the one that actually you just told us.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yep. That's
All
the
right.
stuff.
Well, in that case.
Okay.
Oh, but I get more. I get more skill.
Why is my main skill stealth? That's weird.
Occultist? Well, because you'd have to be super sneaky to sneak around and do your occulty stuff. You know,
I never have
getting
before.
graveyard dirt at night and stuff.
Which is weird because if my main skill is medicine, which requires precision, but my main attribute was logic, doesn't line up.
That is weird.
Yeah. That's okay. I still gave myself.
So what's the
precision
max I
4,
can
so
put in
Yeah.
that?
Still solid.
3.
3. After that, it's 2 will be your highest if it's not your main skill. I like the equipment. Doctor's bag with medical equipment, liquor or fine wine,
So good.
and weak horse or strong poison.
Liquor all over.
Wait,
You can't
what?
have both. You got a
Right.
weak horse or a strong
Like,
poison.
like an
Yeah.
actual horse?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
I get a dog.
I want one of my personalities to be an alcoholic and the other one to be sober.
Sober is, and the sober one just can never understand why they always feel terrible.
Like, I'm so sorry. Oh man,
Incredible.
This is gonna be silly.
His dark secret is the horse does most of the medicine.
Yeah.
How could you imagine?
It's a horse doctor.
Right. Yeah. The horse is actually a Vaesen itself.
I don't know, strong horse or weak horse or strong poison.
Yeah. It's funny.
It's like you always have a snack if you have a weak horse.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's a twofer.
All right, what I miss?
I get a horse.
Fuck yeah, you do.
He gets a weak horse or strong poison.
I have to choose between those two.
All right,
It's so
so this
funny.
was special abilities that each of the things get?
That's
Your
his
equipment.
equipment.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You want to go through all the rest of them? Or?
Yeah. So that was doctor. Next up is occultist. Your equipment. You get a crystal ball, a powdered stag's horn, or a tinder box, and a dagger or a cooking pot. So that's giving me like, are you more like witchy or are you more
Oh, I
of
think
a
there's
fighter
more-
as an occultist?
Is there more on page 123?
Well, yeah, it just talks about what this powdered stag's horn actually
I believe
does.
It's an aphrodisiac.
Is ranged combat is long distance?
That's
I
right.
mean, in this time
Long
period,
distance.
if you could get an old guy to go like this,
That's good medicine.
useful.
Right?
It's a strong poison.
Officer, your equipment, a rifle or a pistol?
Yeah, I went with rifle, saber, and compass.
Fantastic. Easy stuff.
Equipment.
So no map book, huh? Noted.
Well, the compass gives you a +1 to learning.
Very good. Okay, so 123 to find out what the powdered stag's horn does. Let's just go
I mean,
here.
I think I like it just gives old men hard-ons.
Yes, but I don't think that that's canon. Let's find out. I typed in 123 and it took me to 119.
People that were trying to cure cancer were like, nope, we're just going to do this from now on.
All right.
No, this is
Holy
funny.
water, scythe, magic items. Powdered stag's horn. You can use observation to resist the temptation of Vaesen.
Yeah.
The player character feels
Aphrodisiac.
unloved and suffers one mental condition every hour until someone succeeds with inspiration. So that's your risk.
Conditions stack.
They do, yes.
Yeah, they do. Until they reach a criticality, which
Yeah,
you gotta roll
and
on a
then
separate
you're
table.
broken by your...
Thank God we had a doctor.
True.
Actually, huge.
Yeah.
Doc is going to save all of us. I'm here to come fight with my dog.
Daddy,
We all got this.
Daddy, you gotta save me.
Where have you been? All right, so let's go back to, let's try 20. Oh, no, I don't want to go to page 1. Thank you. Okay, so 26. Oh, why is it doing
for the equipment, we basically just what we pick out of what they've listed, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm still stuck on this. It's a horse or strong poison.
Dude, both are useful as hell.
I don't know how useful a horse really is.
A weak
but
horse at
I-
that is a limited horse.
It's a limited horse option.
But it's still a.
It's not a Clydesdale.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I, feel like,
I'm sinking huge amounts of points into my dog.
I think I'm just gonna do the strong poison.
Yeah.
That way, if things are bad, you can
What
just,
page was
you know.
that?
Just drink
120.
it.
I think your strong poison costs 3 because you get 3 options, right?
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah.
Where did
I just cursory did this, so don't look at me as the.
And as
I
far as
haven't.
the
I
weapons
haven't
and
looked at
stuff,
it until I got here today.
Are we
Right.
just pulling out of that listing, or are we kind of waiting till we get or pick up?
What do you
No,
mean?
we're trying to build.
Yeah.
So I gotta find.
Like this, we got 3 hours literally for 4 of us to figure out some semblance of a character. We got enough time.
Yeah, we got loads
We
of
can
time.
literally spend about
Probably a
45 minutes on each person.
Bit too much time, actually. I don't think we're gonna fill all of that time.
No, probably not. It's a pretty streamlined character
Yeah,
Yeah.
creation.
it's not vampire.
But we are really good at the bullshittery.
Well, that's also very true.
Well, sure, if you want me to dig a well.
For example, Tyler,
Yeah.
you could pick up silver bullets.
Oh,
That could.
I'm not sure how, but they're there.
What do you mean
I
there?
will figure that out.
okay. So
Well,
we're
I would like to have
Specifically,
some
silver
bullets.
bullets. Yeah.
probably true.
Can kill certain Vaesen, deal 1 less damage though.
You've got silver bullets, but no gun.
You could be good against
What a
trolls.
rifle.
Yeah, he's got a rifle.
So the talents that are listed are
Does
also
that say
just as
elf
is, or do we
milf?
pick out of those 3?
Elf mill.
Oh.
You're gonna pick, yeah.
So the doctor's talents said I could be an army medic, chief physician, or emergency medicine.
She missed it.
Or is it all-
Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you pick one of those, and that's kind of where your continued drilling down of exactly what your character can do and stuff. That sounds like that's what it's trying to get you to do there.
That's right, Robbie. She'll catch that on the edit.
She'll
What did
laugh.
you say? What did you say?
Nothing. You
No,
just
I
laugh
don't
later.
Believe that.
Ooh,
for
go
a
back up to
second.
that picture.
I
Jesus
know.
Christ.
I know the artwork is incredible.
I adore
Oh,
that.
that looks like it should be a tarot card.
It does.
That
right?
should be our set. That should be our background.
Well, but the thing is that
Yeah,
we're
but
on
then
top
you've
of
got-
everything.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
to chop it up,
Yeah.
so it's going to lose the most important parts.
Yeah.
I love that though.
And our underlay that I went with is the cover of the book
Hmm.
with a different font on it. I just thought that felt genuine. So
All right. So who wants to work? I can do this later because I literally live with DMs. So who needs to work?
I'm just going along with it as you're
Yeah.
you're hitting each of the different things.
all right.
Did you get to my equipment yet?
I'm going to. Sean had a question, and I'm just trying to get back to the doctor stuff. Okay,
Doctor.
what was your question?
Well, so I was saying, like, if you look at it, it says talents, right? Army medic, down, right there. So write talents under main attribute, main skill, then talents.
Oh, I see.
Are those choices, or is that just all of that?
Ooh, good
Feel like it's
question.
just one of those
The what?
Well, let's find out.
for talents.
All of you guys have at least 3 like the academic
Talents. You
bookworm.
get to pick 1 talent,
Yes.
Oh,
Is that what-
okay.
Oh, there we go.
Okay,
and you.
Fuck is it?
if
so I got
you-
like 3 choices.
Yeah, you have like 3 choices. So I picked Battle Hardened, for instance, which allows me to draw 2 cards at battle,
Ah,
and then I can pick the higher number.
yeah.
If
So
I
you
would
can
like.
change initiative.
Yeah,
Yes.
it just says
Yeah,
choose a talent,
choose
choose a
one, yeah.
motivation, choose a trauma. So
Yeah.
just
So
pick
you
one.
get one of the 3,
Yeah.
Okay.
and they're all pretty interesting. I just went with the most simplistic. There's one where I can as an action, tell somebody else to do something on my initiative.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think you can cheese that. Like, what if you were the person that just knew shit in your community? Like, you could be like emergency medicine as like the wise man instead of the wise woman in your community. Like,
Well, do you know what they do? Because they all do.
Yeah,
s-
so
they-
like the
they
emergency
different-
medicine ignores mental conditions when you're using the medicine. So you're just
Right.
like
you just make
you
it work.
zone out and you just fucking
You
do
just
it.
work
Fucking
on
make
that,
it
yeah.
work.
But like the other ones have other pluses and
Oh God,
Yeah.
that'd be like if someone's like has like a fucking mouth coming out of their mouth. You're just like, shut up, shut up, shut up,
Yeah,
shut
yeah,
up,
yeah,
shut up,
exactly.
shut up.
yeah.
You know, like legit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
You're just like an army medic.
Yeah.
Hit him with some morphine.
Yeah.
Amputate the
It
leg.
seems like
Yeah,
mental
just-
conditions affect us somehow. In the
Well,
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Every time you run into a Vaesen, you'll make a fear roll. and you'll either be like glued to the spot you're standing in out of fear, or you'll be able to continue on.
That's where the arming medic thing comes into play. Got it.
Right? Yeah.
Gain 2 plus
Can you
fear.
Yeah.
gain more
Yeah.
talents as you go through the game?
That makes sense.
You gain more talent.
Yeah, because you're gonna get.
I'm just
XP
asking because on
and-
the character sheet it's got talents, plural, and then several lines to fill in.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably something that can happen. I haven't looked at the level up because
We haven't leveled up yet.
You get one for now.
yeah, and then we'll sort it out as we go.
It could be like feats with D&D. I'm not sure. Might be able to
Yeah,
pick
it
up
could be
later.
something like
Yeah,
that.
right, because you get a +2 just because you're good at that.
Yeah,
But you
Yeah.
start with one, yeah.
and
So you get one cool talent.
yeah, and what I like about our approach is that you're going to see us figuring things out at the table. I mean, there's just no way that my poor brain, bless her heart, is going to retain all of this information. So there is going to be opportunities when we actually get into the play to really kind of drill down and rules as written versus rules as intended, and all of that stuff that people love to hate to get into. Will probably come up a few times for us when we start to play.
In one of my most beloved DMs, we just got into an argument about the word they, because the way they spelt they. No joke.
What?
So, you know how there's a lot of ways to spell they?
Is there?
There is.
Is there?
Apparently not. That Vaesen.
They're falling down. We are not.
Uh-huh.
But because it had two things, they fell. So they went crunchy enough.
Right on, there.
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing.
Yes, but
You
also
said they.
use,
Oh,
well,
there is.
fine,
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever it was.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, but it was part of my spell, and we had to work down what pronunciation
What
they
version of
meant.
there was.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it they, everybody inclusive on the board, including the bad guys, or was it they?
You were there for this game.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I do remember. All right.
Also, it had a self-important cube. No joke.
Gelatinous cube.
No, no.
Anything else you need help with, Sean? What's next on your paper?
Okay, so
All of it.
Right.
Yeah. So resources says 4 to 6.
Yep.
What does that actually apply to? I was trying to look for it earlier.
It's all good. That's why we do this thing.
Yeah, that is the one thing I didn't get to.
Yeah, we should probably
Resources.
just like tack.
There we go. Look at the find option. Come on, PDF.
I don't know if you can do it on your phone, but I use bookmarks. This PDF does have bookmarks.
Yeah, it does actually. If you do pick up the PDF, you'll be able to click in the. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, the table of contents. Whoa, thank you, brain. 2 minutes too late, if you ask me. But yeah, you can click and it'll take you right to the page in the PDF. So that's super handy, and it's something that I appreciate. So, it's such a simple, silly little thing, but it's so handy.
So,
It's
yeah.
so helpful. So handy.
Oh, it's like the because I think the Vaesen has the little piece of ribbon too, doesn't it? for
Yeah.
Bookmarks.
It does.
Thank you, Free League.
Right?
Yeah.
Of everything that I could say thank you for, adding a little
Right?
fucking bookmark.
Right?
And it also
Because
just
I'm
makes
going
you
through the
feel
players-
better, right?
Yeah,
when
well,
you
I'm
use the
I'm
actual
going through
one.
the player's handbook for Forbidden Lands,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, this is what page I'm on. Shink, done.
Right.
Yeah.
How's
Built
that,
in.
how's that going, by the way?
Seems pretty. It's pretty very
Is
interesting.
it cool?
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's feels like
I haven't done any of that yet.
it feels like Oregon Trail meets Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Very. You're exploring a world that has been unexplored for hundreds of years,
So man versus environment all day.
and demons
Well, I mean,
and ruins of old
Page
civilizations.
Sure.
25 speaks on resources.
Yeah. Okay. So for resources, you go to between 4 and 6, and it's all on a table. So you can be financially stable, middle class, or well off.
so how many points does he get?
He gets
4 to
between
6,
4 and
yeah.
6.
Like each character seems like.
Oh,
it might be-
sorry. Financially stable, middle class, well off. No, that is right. Okay. So you can
why
pick
wouldn't
that.
he just pick 6? I'm just curious.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? There could be character-specific reasons for somebody. Like if you're a, for example, like a retired army
So it's just
medic, you
specifically
probably won't
character
have as many
creation.
resources as someone who is still actively employed.
So character
Do you
creation.
know what I mean? Yeah, it's just further
To help
defining your character.
dial it in.
So he
Yeah.
gets an opportunity to
It's
choose
the same
either
in
4 to
D&D. You
6.
get 10 gold pieces as this. You get 12 gold pieces when you're
Sure.
that. You know.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
He's gonna be struggling.
Going to be struggling.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
he's gonna be like this frugal old doc that doesn't like. He's like, we don't need that shit. We got this.
Yeah, that's great.
That's the goal.
I remember my first bone saw.
Yeah.
It's this one right here.
Each one.
Shouldn't that
Still using it.
It's,
Still
it's
has 3
almost,
teeth.
Didn't have to
yeah, I
wash
was
it even
gonna say,
once.
yeah.
so like he still
It's
uses
almost
his
blunt.
army pieces?
Sure.
Like
Seasoned
his
like a cast iron.
He's got the blood-stained
he
rubber,
uses that
the blood-stained rubber
Yeah.
apron on.
right?
I'm here to heal you.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right. That's kind of cool.
All right. So that is Doctor.
But that
for
6 doesn't take away from
occultist?
anything?
No.
That's
Occultist
weird.
resources 1 to 4, Raj. So you can be destitute, poor, struggling, or financially stable.
Oh, okay. It's cool that it's a choice. It's just surprising that it doesn't take away from something.
I mean, don't ask me to pay for dinner.
Right.
Right. For example, poor. You live very simply. Most days there's food on the table, but far too little. If you have children, they are forced to live in squalor. You might own a change of clothes or a few possessions. Loss of income would be disastrous for you and your family. Just for example.
I think my guy would be well off.
Well off.
Yeah.
4.
So financially stable.
Yeah.
You own your own home and have a job that provides a steady income. Most likely you have some money stashed away. Occasionally you may treat yourself to some sweets, a trip, or a beautiful object in times of crisis. There are people to lend you money.
So there's an occultist, so you have 2 crystal balls?
Big ones.
All right.
All right.
Well, I figured
2 different
as-
things, right?
Well, I figured
Ooh,
as-
between 3 and
as an-
7. Look at
Ooh.
you.
Yeah, ooh. I figured
You're
as
not
an
even allowed to be
occultist,
poor,
Yeah,
Right.
right?
using
So-
my abilities to.
right? To make it happen.
At the bottom, Tyler, you got struggling,
I like
financially
that. I
stable,
like that,
middle
Raj.
class, well off, and wealthy. I don't know why.
I
I
mean,
feel like
like,
you're going to go wealthy.
Come on, man.
feel like-
one of us needs to have money.
I feel like I'm wealthy, but it's because I don't spend money.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm pretty sure I live at the agency.
Yeah,
Or-
we're kind of playing around a little bit with.
I had
with
a
some stuff.
very
We'll talk about that.
very good career as an officer,
So you were good
and
at
then
it.
I immediately went into the society.
So instead of wealthy, perhaps well off or middle class.
No, I think I'm wealthy. I
Wealthy?
just I took all I just don't spend the money.
Oh,
It's just-
okay.
It's just in it. It's like it's just there.
All right. So
Because
wealthy.
all I really care about now is fighting these Vaesen.
These monsters,
You know,
yeah.
So I just kinda like, I'm
You
like,
have
oh, need some
large
money.
amounts of inherited money in real estate. You probably own multiple properties, keep lots of servants, and have many resources.
Ooh.
Many sources of income.
All right, we're gonna go
They're-
with 6 then. I don't want to have no servants.
Okay. You have a big house or apartment. You probably have multiple sources of income and several employees.
Yeah, VA. Yeah.
You do
Ah,
not
nice.
think of money as a sacred source, but as a game to increase your political and capital influences. You keep fine company and have little contact with the poor. Your family can go on vacations, and you can afford all the latest innovations.
So you keep on buying cooler and cooler shit to do your memes.
Mostly it's just equipment to fight
Yeah,
Vaesen.
that's what I
As you
mean.
can
Yeah.
tell
Like
by
you'll
my-
have like a
As you can
steampunk
tell by my
fucking.
disheveled officer's outfit.
I
Right.
so thought about servant.
All right. So vagabond.
1.
1 to 3.
1.
You're going to go destitute. You are completely dependent on others for your survival.
Yep.
Every day is a
Odd
struggle
jobs.
for food, and you have few, if any, belongings.
My dog has never let me down for a squirrel.
Okay. This has caused you to contract diseases, starve,
Yep.
or turn to drugs or alcohol for relief.
All of the above.
All right. There you go.
Yep. Although the dog is never. I mean, there was never not something in the pot.
Got it.
That needs to be very established,
Uh-huh.
but I did not buy it.
Okay.
So, right, no matter how hungry we were, both me and the dog ate fantastically.
Okay, so you have
It's a
2
good
then.
thing you're friends with the doctor because he can supply you with lots of meat
Oh, that's true.
Right?
from his patients.
Robbie, if you went 2,
I don't know where I put that down.
Resources is below
Resources.
attributes.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you went with 2,
Right side.
You live very simply.
right.
Most days, food on the table, but far too little. If you have kids, they're forced to live in squalor. You might own a change of clothes
go.
and a few possessions. So 2 or
The-
1.
It's like a long box. Keep going up a little bit.
Resources
Yeah.
1.
Oh, you are
One
going to
more
go
time.
stay destitute. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Equipment.
Walking stick, knife or crowbar, liquor, or pet dog.
I mean, pet dog.
Okay.
And then I've looked ahead. I can keep on upgrading them.
Of course,
so
yeah. But
that's
do you
where
want a
my
walking
points-
stick or okay? You have a walking stick.
Yeah,
So
you
is
get
it
the walking stick.
knife or crowbar? Is your last decision?
I mean, crowbar.
Okay.
He's a handyman, ain't it?
Right.
I mean, I just also use nails for this.
Okay. No problem.
Crows, they had the drink at home before the crowbar opened.
All right.
Mm.
What are we on to next?
So I got all 1s. But I'm like trying to have a 1. Like I think I've had a lot of opportunities to go much higher in my station. Like too many like really good opportunities.
Yeah, Doc can't be poor.
And
either.
that's like the idea of like the better people I get, the worse my fall will eventually be.
All right.
the
So
lowest Doc can be is the highest I can be.
Yeah.
right, yeah. So I guess the next one is just to make sure you guys have your skills taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
What we have left is mementos.
Mementos. Okay.
Insights and defects. Did we already do that in some way?
I don't think we've done insights and
Or
defects.
do
No,
have
we
to?
haven't yet.
Advantages probably not.
Advantages comes later after character creation.
Ooh.
That will not be filled out during character creation.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't read that part.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Advantages would be
Uh-oh.
something that your player character does to allow them to have an advantage later.
Okay, so you
It's
do
a
that
role
during
play.
gameplay.
It's like inspiration, basically.
So which one were we on? I'm sorry.
Mementos, I guess.
Mementos. Okay. Oh, like here you can also in the back of the book there are other tables that you can jump into. So if you are poor, you can roll a d6 and then land on other things that will
Autofill, basically.
autofill. Yeah, I suppose.
You guys all
is
just
how to
want to
do
do
it.
that for fun, or you want to pick?
Yeah, I've already put down my
Already
skills.
picked, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll pick later.
All right. So that's just upbringing.
Hold on. Did Roger pick?
Mhm.
All right.
Um,
Cool.
Yeah, I already got my skills.
Yeah. Life event table. This one is for the butler, chief enforcer, archetype server. Okay, never mind. Archetype hunter. No.
I can't believe no one picked a hunter.
Occultist. All right. Life event. You want to roll, or you just want to pick one?
Let me look at them.
'Kay.
That's in the tables in the back.
Yeah, in the back. Life event table D, if it gets that exact. Encounter with Vaesen, distinguished employer, rival, renown, grief, and put on a show.
Oh wow, that's pretty.
It's pretty. I mean, honestly, it's really great, and
It's good for archetypes.
Yeah.
For people that know how to make their own
yeah.
character. That's great.
For officer, Tyler, you get injured, expedition, rival, rescued, sweetheart, and valor.
What are these for?
This is like your life event.
It makes your trauma,
Yeah. Sort of.
essentially.
And it gives you extra
Plus
little.
and plus or
little
minus,
bonuses.
minus. So it really is part of your backstory.
Oh wait, you went with rifle, right?
Yeah.
So expedition, you were part of. I guess we could do it this way.
Military campaign, yeah.
Yeah,
So it gives me a extra 1, 2
extra force and extra for ranged combat.
in my skills.
Yeah,
If that's
wherever
the one you
those
wanna
are.
Pick.
listed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because he picked rifle for his equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean my range combat goes up to 4?
If you get a +1, yeah.
I'm gonna say.
Only
I'm
sixes win.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say you take it
Oh.
down to 2, add that 1, so you can keep the 3, but it's gonna give you a point to drop anywhere else.
But only sixes win.
Yeah, this is just building a dice pool. It doesn't have anything to do with the dice rolls.
Okay.
Right. For occultist. What did you... Strong poison? Liquor? I can't remember what you picked, Raj.
Strong poison.
For what?
Your equipment.
It was the powdered horn of sag,
Right.
which would probably be the strong poison.
Yeah. So you get an extra for stealth and observation.
Okay.
And it comes from a rival. So you got into a lengthy conflict with a professional rival. You can barely remember how it started, but the conflict kept growing until it took over your life. Perhaps you got over it and became friends. Perhaps you made an enemy for life. That's an interesting NPC in your background. That's cool.
Yeah.
Or perhaps that's how I got my heinous crime.
Yes, absolutely. Writer, academic. Yeah, like I feel like you can take all of this and you can really,
So
Paint
stealth
and
and
cut.
observation.
yeah, you can expand on it or, all that kind of
I'm
stuff.
just curious for what it says for mine.
Sean, did you pick extremely strong poison, medical equipment, fine wines?
Yeah, so I was under the assumption that those were like all three that you ended up getting those. So if it's just one,
Oh no, I guess just pick one and we'll tie it to a life event.
I think that's how that happens.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with the complex case.
The
Complex case. The
Up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
opera glasses?
chemical equipment?
No. To the
Complex
number
case
two.
number 2.
Oh, you took, okay, got you. So an extra one for
wow.
medicine and an extra one for learning.
Yeah, you really have to be specific.
So is that an extra to compared to what you already had?
Yeah, if it's going to take any of those and push it to 4, then
really?
just add it somewhere else on the sheet.
That's super interesting.
Yeah.
Like you really have to pick. And it really matters.
Yeah. Okay, so we're still on the hunt for Vagabond. There's Priest. And there's the character sheet in the book. Okay, so just bear with me, Robbie. Academic.
Like I said, I'm going to do this all
Writer.
after, so.
So that can push,
Right.
like I can push something to 3 that wouldn't necessarily be your primary, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Officer.
That's a cool idea.
Occultist. Hunter. Servant. Vagabond. All right, here we go. Guard dog. 4-legged friend. You saved a puppy from certain death and have a loyal companion by your side ever since.
Yep.
You have been through a lot together, and one thing is certain. You would both die for each other.
Yep.
So you can add 1 to your investigation and 1 to your vigilance.
Cool. And then I'm going to add points to it to be a bloodhound after.
Yeah, as you, because I think at the end of each session there should be a for at least this exercise we should do some boosts and stuff to characters. So
Okay.
I think that makes sense.
1 to intelligence and 1 to investigation, yeah?
No, it was investigation and vigilance. Okay. Upbringing for aristocrat, upbringing for worker, poor,
I don't think anyone picked that.
uh,
Are we missing anyone?
that's
I don't think so.
poor, that's worker.
Yeah.
Burger.
Delicious.
Who got brought up as a burger? I'm kidding. I know what that actually is. Please don't be upset with us online. Upbringing aristocrat.
I had burger for dinner last night.
Oh, okay. I see what they're doing here. Alrighty. So officer. +2 to your resources.
Well, damn. He already has a lot of resources.
12.
He'd be a very, very rich man.
I guess we could roll. No, that doesn't make any sense to
No.
roll. Because you don't want to land on something you don't have.
I'm just gonna leave my resources at 6.
Yeah. I
I
think
mean, he'd be like a king.
That's probably. Well, I mean, you got to remember at this point in history, because it is in the 1800s, there was not really a middle class. I feel like there were haves and have-nots, and that's pretty much how it was. You could be at the bottom of the poor or the rich pile, or at the top of the poor pile, but I don't think there was necessarily a middle class, right?
Sounds a lot like America. Modern day.
Oof. Yeah. Oof. All right. So I think with that, we should all have a pretty good idea of where our characters are going. Are they starting to come to life in your heads at all?
Well, let's see what they can do. For example, let's take into account. Let's start with
What's up?
your character.
For what, though? I don't understand what you mean. Let's see what they can do.
Figure out what he could roll.
What do you mean? I could roll dice.
I know.
Yeah, okay. So I know what he means.
I'm a combat guy.
Yeah.
But opposite.
So, for example, if we're going to go into combat, it would probably be a precision and ranged combat would be your dice pool. So how many dice does that give you?
So you're not in close combat. You can be away from the person.
So my precision is 5, and my range combat is 3. So
Okay.
give me 8d6.
So, yeah, so 8d6. There
And
should be a pile of them there in the
only
table. Hang on,
sixes hit?
hang on. Just
What?
roll roll those dice. However many, that was 8. And give me your 6s.
Got 2 6s, but I also got a 1.
Okay, so
Is
the
that-
ones
is
aren't
that
going to
vampire
cancel.
rules?
Yeah, no, it's not vampire rules. So 6s are
Successes.
successes. Now, what's cool, right, is if you, for example, only needed 1 success to do the thing that you're doing, you have a surplus of successes. And if, let's say, Sean's character is there helping to help you aim, or is closer to the thing, causing a distraction to lead them in front of where your sights are set, you can pass one of your successes to Sean. And then so Sean is already +1 success, and then he does his roll and adds that success to his outcome.
Does Sean immediately succeed if 1 success is only?
Yes.
So you could
Auto success,
outsize his next roll
Sean
So-
could still roll, but it might not be
to
necessary.
maybe go to the next person in line.
Yeah, but you could absolutely do it that way.
Can we get negatives? Is there a negative success or?
Because 1s are bad, right?
No, I haven't read that in the book. I haven't read anything about ones.
Okay.
That's vampire, like explode and
No, because I think Forbidden Lands has.
could be.
Yeah.
Might not be
There
different,
could
I
be
don't know.
something in that, but I just know that the successes are a thing. And if you, for example, needed 3 successes, but you only had 2, you can push your roll. And pushing your roll gives you an opportunity to re-roll everything that wasn't a 6. And that might be where the 1s come in. They could
Okay.
take away a success.
So does
maybe.
pushing your roll mean that you didn't get an automatic success from what you just pushed from, or?
No,
It means you get another try,
because yeah,
Okay.
but it comes with a consequence.
right.
It usually
Like there'd
it
be a
does something-
condition or
it does
something attached to it.
detrimental to your character,
Okay.
but
You
it does
get-
not guarantee your success still.
So
So
I
you could fail and also have hurt yourself.
I failed a roll.
Yeah.
And then
And
you
then I
decide to push.
Push to try to make it happen.
Yeah.
So it's like
So let's
combined.
say that you were, I don't know, give me something that your character can do on your character sheet.
I don't know. I shoot somebody.
You don't have a gun,
No,
and you
I
took a
don't.
crowbar. Let's say you're in melee with somebody. Okay.
Well,
So-
yeah. I'm just trying to understand what
So
it does.
yeah, no, I hear you. I get you. So you're gonna be looking at probably your strength.
Okay.
And I know there's an extra character sheet floating around. Could you just pass me the extra one, Robbie? Can you pass me the extra character sheet?
No,
It's under yours.
It's not.
That one.
There's nothing filled out.
I
Yeah,
know.
the
Can I
blank-
have
yeah,
it?
she
Oh,
just
yeah.
she just wants to look at it for reference.
Okay, thank you. All right, so if you were going to use your crowbar, we would be looking at physique, and we could use agility, we could use close combat, we could use force. It would depend on what you were trying to do. Let's say you're
Okay.
trying to pry open a door.
Alright.
That's going to be physique and force.
Okay.
Okay, so what's that dice pool for you?
Let's say it's 5. I don't know. I haven't finished my character sheet.
Okay, all
'Cause
right.
I don't know.
Let's
what
say
is
it's
the
5.
optimization
So
of
roll
this.
your 5
So,
dice.
5.
There is no optimization.
5. Only 6s.
Yep.
0.
Okay, so you say, I'm going to push my roll.
Okay, I'm going to push my roll.
So re-roll the dice.
Okay. Is it? What is it now?
Right, just reroll
It's still going to be 6s. Re-roll.
0.
Okay. So you're trying to get leverage to get your crowbar to pop this door open. Your hand slips and it whacks the door jamb, and you sprain a finger.
So
That's your condition.
only 6 wins.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you don't have 12, you don't have a 50-50.
What?
What?
There
So
is no.
it's-
It's only sixes. Sixes
So-
are all that matter. Nothing else matters.
So unless you have 12 dice, you don't have a single
Well,
dice
that's not how
of 50-50.
statistics works, Robbie.
Yes,
What?
it does.
No, because it's a
It's
1
1
out
in
of
6
1 out of
every
6.
single time.
Yeah.
So only, at least you don't have 12, which
Yeah,
is a
but-
12 derivative.
Yeah.
You don't have a 50-50.
It's not.
Yes,
not
it is.
50-50.
Yes, it is. 12 is the 6th to derivative. So the only time that you could roll to get a 50-50 chance, because 6 is the top.
if you have
of the
2
line.
dice, you have a 50-50 chance.
No, because 6 is the only answer. It doesn't
Right, but
work
you have an
unless
opportunity to roll a 6 on either dice.
That's 1 of 6. So that means that you would have to have
Yeah,
at
well,
least 6 dice.
It's
to
1
make
out
it
of
a
6 for
50-50.
every dice. You just have more probability of eventually hitting one, but
Yeah,
it's never 50-50.
to make 6 equal 50-50, you need at least 6 dice. I'm just trying to figure this out.
You don't have to figure it out, babe. It's sixes
just-
are all that matter. You're
that's-
thinking way too hard into it.
So
honestly.
the only success is a 6, right?
That's right. Yes.
So to have a 50-50 chance of making a success, that means you'd have to have at least 6 dice. 1 out of 6. You have 6 of them. That's how that math works.
Okay.
I don't know enough math.
Okay.
It's 1 out of 6 and you have 6 dice.
No
so
problem.
that means you have a chance of 50-50 of that. It changes after you get past 6, but you're trying to get the number 6. If it was 12, you'd need 12 dice to have at least 1.
Okay. I'm not following that, and I think that you're thinking way too deep into it. Sixes matter. If you roll 6 dice and you get 3 successes, it's only going to count
So
for
the
sixes.
only way to win is a 6.
Yeah.
That's right.
1 through 5 does not matter in this.
That's right. And when you come into combat, you're all going to roll fear. And you have so many successes that you have to beat because each Vaesen has a fear number. And if you don't meet or surpass the fear, then you're frozen in place and you're not going to be much help in that first round of combat. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you get to
There's-
re-roll each
There's
time.
different levels of
Yeah,
fear.
I like wisdom saving throws basically.
Because
Yeah.
I have the ability to strike fear.
Yeah.
What if you're an old grumpy duck that's not afraid of shit?
Right?
Here you go. We'll have to figure out how to make all of that work for you.
Yeah, right.
I like the old
Absolutely.
grumpy duck.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at the math behind this.
Babe,
Like,
stop looking at the math. There is no math. There is no math.
That's
No, there's no math.
You roll a dice, you get a 6, you win.
Yeah, that's it. There's no math.
it's only a 1 in 6 chance.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
that's right. It's a
Combat-
tight system.
The combat in here is supposed to be very difficult, and you're not supposed to kill most things.
So
Right.
run the fuck away.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the
but
time.
sometimes you can't because you're frozen in place or you're trapped.
Right.
So then it becomes a role play of how do I get out of this situation.
So unless you have at least 6 dice, you're literally fighting a 50-50 chance to
That
succeed.
I don't know. I don't know.
I can tell you
I don't
that's
know
true.
where you're just pulling 6 dice. I don't. Babe.
I can.
Babe. We don't need
Because
to.
if you roll 12 dice and you roll 12 ones, there's no 50.
No, because every dice has only 6 options, so you need at
Okay,
least to
but
get
we
to the
we can talk
50%
we can
chance.
talk dice when we're
If you
done.
had 5 and
We
you
can
had
talk
10,
probability when we're done. We
if
can
you
talk
had 4,
probabilities
you
when
could
we're
have
done.
8.
We can talk probabilities when we're done. Okay. I promise we can get into it. I just don't think that it's interesting for the people watching on the stream.
Well, if they want to play this game,
Then all they need to know is that 6 matters.
Right.
yes.
6.
Sixes matter. Whether you have 5 of them or you have 7 of them or you have 2 of them,
Yeah.
sixes is what you're looking
The
for.
only way you can get a 50-50 chance is if you have 12
Okay. Let us move on.
for 1 success.
How are your characters going to be connected? And the deeper the connection between the characters, I think the better when we sit down to actually play that things are going to get. Really. I think that
Yeah, no, I agree.
a really good, strong connection is important for this one. So go for it. Who wants to go first? Who wants to lay down a first connection?
I mean, my dog loves all of you. And he's super cute, and he's got a hat.
Very good.
Nice. Albert's definitely the protector, so I feel like he feels just a necessity to keep people safe.
Okay.
So that's kind of his. I think he's tried to build like that kind of trust that he's going to be there.
Okay.
Even if
So do you get along with the occultist? or do you find the study of the occult to be
I think
distasteful
I
to
think
you?
anybody that is hunting or against Vaesen is a friend of his.
Got it.
That's kind of his basis for everything. Like, he doesn't really trust other people because they don't have the sight.
Right.
So if you have the sight, he's pretty cool with you because, like, you get it.
Yeah.
You know.
You've seen the same stuff.
Yeah, you've seen it.
Yeah.
You've seen what's out there.
Okay. All right. Has there been, and you guys can completely make this up because it's coming out of thin air. Has there been a particular case that you worked on with one of these guys that you guys are still like, I can't believe that happened that time?
Maybe the dead guy that came alive was
Yeah, maybe it was.
related.
Fair
or-
enough. That's cool.
Yeah,
That was
could have
one
been a
of our
soldier
guys.
under your
That
command.
was one of our guys.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I also
Right.
think Doc has probably patched me up a couple of times.
Yeah.
Oh,
least.
I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
The bullet wound,
the
bite
face.
mark, just all
Bullet wound
scarred
and
up.
bike mark.
Just all scarred up underneath. Just the Doc's handiwork.
Yeah, exactly. Put together with just like shoelaces and
Yeah.
whatnot. He doesn't have a lot of extra shit.
So if it works, it works.
Right.
I sewed your face together with dental floss.
Oof.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
At
in the
least you
field,
smell
right?
minty, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Jesus.
Good lord. Okay.
Yeah, I think it'd be pretty on good terms with the Doc, especially because I kind of put myself in danger.
Well, I think the Army medic tracks
Mm-hmm.
for that. So if I'm Army medic, I worked for
Sure.
the organizations that you were with.
Every other month, I'm just in a bed.
Right.
You gotta stop.
Right. Okay, Raj, how are you going to connect to the vagabond?
Actually, I was just thinking about that, and I think I can kill two with one.
Okay.
With my heinous crime.
Yes.
It was sort of worked in with the other thing. Was out with my partner, and we were hunting for those eggs, the worm eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And I got hit with the corrosive venom, and Mama Lindworm showed up.
Okay.
So I caused my partner to be fear.
Okay.
And left him there because you don't have to be faster than the creature. You
Nope.
just have to be faster than the next
you're
person.
with. Yeah.
Outrun the bear.
Yeah.
So the next day, I went back and there were parts still there
Oof.
and identifiable parts. So I went to the doc
Yep.
to see what we could do to get rid of them. Doc suggested we call the vagabond to dig a grave for us and just bury those parts deep
Yeah.
because we're old and aren't strong enough to dig a grave really quickly, and he
Right.
is.
Yeah. And where the vagabond is living on a remote piece of the property, you would know the best place.
That's the sound of the men knocking on the chain.
You buried him under the rose bushes or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't bother me at all.
Right. Yeah.
Although my dog does sniff you oddly now.
He's looking for meat.
Yeah.
He
This guy
goes
had
to-
this guy
he
had
goes to
treats
the doc
before.
for meat.
Yeah.
That's what I said earlier.
Bones.
Yeah.
Bones. Bones. All right. How are you connected to the officer?
That's the one.
That was amplified.
It was, right?
Get it like this.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe he hired me at some point to
Yeah, you're kind of like a
help
tracker
with
in a
a
way.
case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like his character is able to pick up on like more of the occult side of it, or
And you have a crystal ball.
Yeah.
stuff that's beyond me.
Are you able to tell futures with the crystal ball?
What do you believe
It-
about it?
Doesn't
Yeah.
really say.
And what do you believe about it?
I believe it's beyond my understanding.
So you
but-
need other people to do
but
it.
what isn't beyond my understanding is shooting it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
I
fair.
think
Fair.
the doc like knows he acknowledged, but ignores the occultism. Like he's just
I
like,
see the science.
nah,
Like,
give me the fucking.
He's a good
sword."
guy, but when he brings out that
Yeah.
crystal ball,
Like, give me your
Yeah.
magic
Well,
shit.
see, I think the crystal ball isn't going to show me necessarily the future. It's going to show me images from whatever I'm focusing on.
sure.
But then they have to be interpreted.
Yeah.
So it could be future, present, past. Could be something totally wrong.
Yeah. Could be loads of stuff.
Yeah, because one of the skills that I could have had instead of
Don't
striking
you.
fear was to be a medium.
That whole thing was funny.
and there's a whole table on that.
Sweet. That's great. That'll work. Vagabond, do you have any sub connections that you want to work through with everybody?
I mean, I'm trying my best to make sure no one dies, but like they're all really cool and they're super nice. And like one time he gave me some water, one time he gave me a muffin, and one time he made sure that I wasn't in the middle of a sun.
Got it. Okay. So,
And so it's really difficult for me and my little doggies to just say no's.
yeah.
So the niceness that's happening around me, and it's real difficult to not like them.
Okay. You're probably going to be the first to have had a connection to the person who runs the headquarters, because there's going to be NPCs in there as well, and I'll reach out through the week to kind of nail down any connections that you guys might have. to
Well,
any
the
those
head of the
NPCs.
whole thing, it'd be hard to kill. So there's be like the one guy I'd be fine to be friends with.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know, somehow you guys cross paths, and somehow you've ended up, you know, working for them in, you know, for rent and food, right? So we'll figure that out. But other than that, I think that's pretty well. Yeah.
What time we got?
Pretty established.
Yeah, we got about
3:30.
we're about 30 minutes shy. That's
It's pretty good.
What's the percentage for that?
Yeah. What are the odds?
75%. I don't know. 70%.
75.
Okay. So this was our character creation. Next Sunday, we will actually get into some gameplay. We will set the scene. We will explain the society and what that means. Yeah, and we'll perhaps start tracking some monsters even next week. So
Albert would love that.
we'll see. I know you would. Very excited.
He is destined to die.
Yeah. So very much thank you to Free League Publishing for the free stuffs. We appreciate it, and we'll be back next week with our first actual in-game stuff for Vaesen. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Thanks for putting up with us.
Yeah, it's true story.
Huzzah.
Right there.
Huzzah.
Tyler just hit stop streaming, and then we're all clear.
Another job.
Another job, I know.